But as I said, what my understanding is that these are the if we use China in emerging economies, it's the same predatory lending scheme as paycheck lenders that we see here in the West, where they go, we're going to bail you out of this, and then effectively once you default, they absorb a portion of your land or collateral. That's my understanding effectively of what they're doing. Can you
It's a
give us
very good analogy.
a 101 on this?
Yeah, sure. It's a very good analogy. Think of countries that have young populations, growing populations, incredible need for infrastructure, for investment. They don't have access to relatively easy money from Western banks. There's also the overhang of colonialism. And do you want to go back and ask people from Europe and North America for funding? China turns up. They offer a miracle, plenty of money, a commitment to get projects done. It may be a project like a bridge in Macedonia. It may be a port in Sri Lanka. It may be factories in East Africa. It could be some sort of technology plant, energy plant in Pakistan. China underwrites it. Often much of the raw materials and also the critical skilled labor comes from China. So you've got Chinese workers literally with their own security details and their own paychecks going back to China doing the work. Think of guest workers in their thousands. And then at the end of the day, the country that did the deal gets an infrastructure, but they find that they can't make it pay, or they find that the environment, the marketplace, the prices have shifted. All of a sudden, you look at the contracts, China says, we own this, and we own also the land around. And also there are questions of whether or not China has extraterritorial rights. In other words, can China say this is now Chinese territory in the middle of the Balkans, in the middle of East Africa, in the middle of the Indian Ocean? It's a really scary thought that desperate countries, often full of low-income young populations, are sucked into, caught up in a loan shark mafioso style. It's a great deal that if you don't pay us back, we sort of break your legs type of situation. It is ugly. It has shades of colonialism about it. The news stories about individuals who treat their indigenous workers from the local country, be it from in East Africa or South Asia, very, very
effectively
badly.
What we're trying to say and what they're doing with this is that they're almost going head to head with the US. They're setting this up in a lot of ways to create military bases as well around the world. They're effectively going head to head.
It's military, it's strategic, it's economic, it's political influence, but it is also operations. If it's a base in Djibouti, if it's a base in Sri Lanka, it's the old story. The Chinese have built a navy, which is a blue water navy. It's no longer a coastal navy. The Chinese are very good at saying they have an interest across the globe. It's no longer just East Asia or Southeast Asia. And, this was no surprise. If you think of China as like an adolescent, it's like giving your adolescent your gun collection, your beer collection, the keys to your pickup, and also a roadmap to every tavern and speakeasy in a three-state sort of location. And it's a Saturday night, and off they go. What could go wrong? Belt and Road has been happening for well over 10 years. It started off looking like a sort of aid program. It's really become an obligation program. And it is very much, you're absolutely right, it is very much targeting the world that is not the West and America, it's targeting the rest of the world. And it's undermining the relationship between countries in Asia, Africa, South America, places like the Balkans, with the United States, with the West. And that's part of that big geopolitics
All right.
challenge.